I've lived in these mountains for 20 years, and it's taught me that the best things in life aren't trends, they're habits. This channel is about that quieter way of living, real fibres, secondhand finds, honest crafting, and stepping off the treadmill without looking back. No 9 to 5, no keeping up, just a life built around what actually matters. Come and see what that looks like. Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. Just got myself a cup of delicious herbal tea. It's a Turkish style one. It's very fruity. I would have thought it would have been rosy. I want to just check my diary, which I never used to be very good at keeping a diary. I could always remember everything, but I just saw this beautiful one when I went to visit my mum at the beginning of the year, Royal Horticultural Society, and it was half price. So do like a bargain. So I'm just writing in, you have to go to the vet tomorrow. All our pets are getting old. We've recently had a few health issues with them. Our cat, one of our cats is 9, and he has problems with calculi, they call them. It's kind of like it builds up stones in his bladder and it causes him discomfort. So he's been showing signs of being uncomfortable, so we need to get him sorted out. Also, our older dog, Lucy, has got heart problems, but she recently had an infection that we needed to get sorted out. And our younger dog, Maya, who is 9 this year, we've just found out she's diabetic, and it's been quite stressful. Last weekend, she went into hypo. There was only me at home and didn't know really what to do, but apart from keep trying to give her some honey, rub it on her gums, sugary water. I ended up having to massage her in case the circulation was going, but it was a Sunday too. We managed to persuade our vet to let us come. Although he was closed, we went to his practice and he met us there, sent us home, and she was still bad. So a couple of hours later, we texted him and he said to take her to the emergency clinic. So it's a mad dash. At 10:30 at night, we got there and she was hooked up to all sorts. She wasn't actually, they didn't think she was going to make it, but she did. She pulled through. So she was in hospital, doggy hospital, for 2 days. And her insulin dosage has been changed. And it's quite difficult we need to get used to it. There's no hard and fast rules, it seems. So anyway, consequently, things have suffered. I haven't been able to do any knitting, but I will. I'm getting there. Having in the garden though. But anyway, I've just come back from my doggy walk. I'll show you a little bit here. Just wanted to take you down to see the spring in the village. The difference from a couple of weeks ago. All those shoots that I showed you in the video have now come to life. So these are hostas. They look very fresh. It's because the hot weather hasn't set in yet. The tree is being cut back. It will grow back. But there was danger of the branches falling and damaging the wall. We're just off back now. I'm worried about giving Maya too much exercise in case she has a huge dip in her blood sugar level like she did at the weekend. What I'll do is I shall get Maya back home and then I'll be out with Lucy for her walk, and then I may even be able to get on with some knitting. I'm huffing and puffing a little bit this morning. I'm not out of breath, it's just hot. Oh, this tea is absolutely delicious. Now, do you remember I told you in my last video that I was going to show you the ceramics that some dear friends gave us when they moved house? It's not just ceramics, it's lots of other things, but I'll show you this ceramics now. I think the best bet, I've more or less cleared the table. I've been looking through my patterns. as I've decided what dress I'm going to make with one of the nice fabrics that I've got. But I've more or less cleared the table. I got my paints out because I haven't been in my studio for a while to paint, and I really need to. But anyway, let me start getting them, and I'll show you what we got. Right, first up, a pile of plates. Well, actually, these are second up, because first up is this mug. It's a Denby. I think I've shown you this in another video of mine. This mug, beautiful white, is Denby James Martin. Well, it just feels very refined to drink out of a very fine mug like this one. Plates. Cornish Coast earthenware. Love these because they have got the blue stripes. So I've got 2 of those. Plates here. These are Denby again. Denby white. Gorgeous. I just imagine this in my garden with a beautiful, colourful salad. Just what I like. So, I've got these plates. Let me go and get the next lot. These. Now, you've seen the mug before. You've seen this mug, which is also Cornish Coast with the same design. Absolutely gorgeous. It does have a little chip on there though, but it's really nice and chunky, and for having a cappuccino in the morning, absolutely delicious. Also these bowls, 4 of those, Cornish Coast again, same design, absolutely gorgeous. I can see these with some nourishing soup, or even it could be a salad bowl if you've got a side salad, or breakfast even, breakfast cereal. So, let me get some more. There's even more than this. Small plate. This is Marks and Spencer. Only one small plate, but it goes nicely with those larger plates there. Put that at the back. That's just got a bit of tissue on it. This has got a chip on, I've just seen, but this again is Cornish Coast. That's got a chip, but these plates are for my own personal use, so I don't mind. So I have 2 side plates, 2 full-size plates, 4 bowls, and a lovely mug in Cornish Coast. Also got given this, which is a pot, ceramic pot, absolutely gorgeous. So shall I go and get the next lot? There's even more. And there is another pot. And a candle holder with candle. This other pot, again, I'm not sure whether it looks like the same brand. The lids do actually. There's a chip on the lid, but that doesn't matter. Again, it's for personal use and just for display. It just looks like slightly different made in the way it's made inside. Actually, slightly different, but the colours are identical, so it's probably from the same set, but there's no maker. Absolutely gorgeous. My friends did have the same love of this blue and white as I do. And there's more. Bear with me. They always say yellow goes well with blue, but I just saw this glass vase. They're very kind. I said, oh, I love that. And they said, oh, it's yours. So I have that as well. Also, some things I have outside, which I'll show you now. I've just come down from out of my cellar, and I've already recorded this. I accidentally deleted it from my camera, but I remember in a video I said there's lots of things that my friends gave me. These planters. This is a table frame, and it goes with this bench and this table. And if you can see over there on the left, they gave me this sculpture. It's actually cement, casted cement, I think. The lovely lady's head, so I just put it here because I had a hook. But Maya, who's just up on my balcony, there she is. She doesn't like me being away from her, but I'm not going to be for very long. But I have such a lot of work to do with this balcony. I did actually buy the planters from my friends. They didn't give me those. I bought the gate, the table. They were trying to sell. Nobody wanted it. It is very big, and it can go in my garden, which is down. If you follow that yellow hose pipe, I don't know if you can see it. Follow the yellow hose pipe right the way down to the bottom there, right the way down. I have a bigger garden, and that is the one that's going to cause me a lot of problems because the weather has turned hot now. So it's going to be very hard to work in that. Anyway, we also got plants. This whole area needs tidying up. It needs tidying up actually before the 25th of April. It is, I think it's the 17th today. No, it's Saturday. Maybe it's the 18th. Sorry about that. We've got a lantern there. Giant, we've got some lanterns from our friends, and not lots of pots with plants in. Lots of containers that we can actually put pots in, which are very lovely. Very lovely. But anyway, all this needs tidying before the 25th because my village has a bit of a special day on the 25th when people walk up from the local town. Not only that, but they also gave me 2 old-fashioned type deck chairs, which I won't show you now, with green canvas seats. I will be replacing it. They're good. I've washed the canvas, but I will be replacing it with something that actually goes with the colour scheme that I would like in my garden, as per my dream garden that I'll show you here in the corner. Showed it you last time. Now I'm probably going to get inky fingers now. I like to write my diary in fountain pen. I am of a certain generation of people. There's my inky fingers. I do have a tissue in my pocket. I'm a certain generation of people, and at school we used to have to write in fountain pen. I'm not 100 years old. I'm younger than that, but nonetheless, in my school we had to write in fountain pen. So, where are we? In April now, aren't we? So today's Monday the 20th, so we're going to go to the vet in the afternoon. I really do love writing in ink pen. I really do. It's just more elegant somehow. I don't know, I am quite arty. I just do like things like that. So anyway, that's the vet's appointment in. Tomorrow afternoon we can just go along there. Got my paints out, and I am going to paint. I'm actually going to sketch when you've gone. My paints haven't been used for ages. I haven't been in my studio for a while because in winter it gets very cold. I wouldn't be able to sit here with my cardigan on in the winter. And having to feed the fire with wood, it breaks the concentration, it breaks my mood in what I'm doing. So I prefer to feel warm and be able to just get on with my painting without any breaks. Anyway, I am going to take all these back. I'm having to build a shelf to put these on, and I'm using an old bed base. My daughter got a new bed, and there was a slatted bed base, not the normal ones, it was just an actual wooden frame. So I've cut it down, and I have some work I need to do. It's perfect. I knew this, it was Destino, as they say here, it's destiny, because the shelf is just the right width to sit from where my fridge ends and where the wall ends, in that part. So I'm going to just do my woodwork, and then I'm going to sand it, prime it, paint it, and I need to buy some brackets so I can put it on the wall. I shall probably be doing that, don't know when. It all depends on Maya, her health, and how often we have to go to the vet these days. Nothing is certain. I want to just fall into a routine, and I will do eventually. So with that said, I'll See you next time.